Outlast Whistleblower. Is it worth a buy, guys? Let's have a read. Whistleblower will let you play as Wayland Park, a software engineer under contract with Murkov and the man who emailed journalists around the world, including Miles at the beginning of Outlast, spending a couple of weeks at Mount Massive, during which he was unable to even talk to his wife and son thanks to strict security protocols. Wayland developed a deep-seated distrust of the profit-motivated scientists and doctors leading dangerous and irresponsible experiments on their patients. Identifying with those poor souls fueled Wayland's anger and set the stage for his unmasking of Mount Massive's rotten core. Although Whistleblower tells the story that led to Outlast, it will actually stretch past the events of the first game to show the final chapter in Mount Massive Asylum's story. Well, if you've never played Outlast, you have missed a treat. It is the most scary game I've ever played. It makes Amnesia look like bloody Teletubbies. It does. It was a really, really insanely scary game, and the DLC is even worse. Whistleblower. Like it says, you play the role of Wayland Park, and as he goes around Mount Massive, he realises what's going on, and the whole game is about you trying to get word out to tell the outside world what's going on. And you've got all the employees trying to stop you, and also you've got, as I call him, Billy Bad Shit. You've got this horrific power trying to stop you, and oh my goodness, the sickness of this game expands beyond even Postal. I mean, Postal was sick. This is much worse than Postal. You have these inmates there who have just gone totally insane, and I mean insane. A lot of the sickness revolves around sexuality as well. So unless you're 18, I would keep away. There are things that may make some people feel ill. People will get offended. Me personally, I just laughed at it all because I kind of can separate reality from a game, but it has to be said that the programmers of this are some sick bastards at the end of the day. I mean, there's been a lot of publicity about some of the scenes in Whistleblower being too extreme. Some YouTubers have even pixelated the whole lot out because they were so extreme. Some of the Let's Players have said they feel like vomiting. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to judge them. I mean, if that's what they felt, then that's what they felt. Who am I to argue with that? Me, I just thought it was extremism for the sake of being extreme, to try and get people like me to say something about it, which of course I am. So it worked. Well done. They were trying to depict birth, and so they chopped this guy's head off, they chopped his balls off, chopped his penis off, and sewed a head there instead to depict the head coming out first as a birth. Put him in stirrups, and they sewed onto his chest some boobs, and they had this other guy standing over him, holding his hand as if he was the father, helping through birth. Now, I just found it bloody hilarious. Too far out there to even take seriously. I found it much more horrific watching somebody have their balls sawn off and cut off with a knife. And another scene that got me was a guy masturbating over a pile of dead bodies. But again, I just laughed at it. It's just, I didn't feel offended by anything in this game. I just saw it for what it was, a game, and I just found it hilarious. And the only thing that I would probably get offended by is the programmer's actual moral compass. It doesn't say a lot for the state of mind of the people who made this game when you see what goes on in it, but who am I to judge them? At the end of the day, they've put together a really scary game that'll keep you on your toes. It's a long game as well. I'm almost finished, and I've sunk 21 hours into both Outlast and the DLC, and I'm almost finished the DLC. I've got about another 20 minutes to go. Basically, what sets the game apart from other horror games is the atmosphere. The atmosphere never ever lets go of you. You are constantly under threat. The sense of foreboding in this game is just off the scales. You just don't know what the hell to expect. You're constantly being chased. You have to run for your life, hiding in lockers, under desks, anywhere you can to keep out of the light. You're only safe in the dark corners, but when you're in the dark corners, it's terrifying. Your only light comes from a video camera as you are trying to record the events. and it's the night vision camera which makes everything go green on that you use to be able to see your way around. But obviously the batteries go down all the time, so you've got to be constantly on the look for new batteries, and they've got it just right with the amount of batteries. You always feel as if you have to switch night vision off because you think you're going to run out all the time, so you use it sparingly, which really ramps up the sense of foreboding in the game, because you're constantly going around fumbling in the dark, and then you've got to find clues and read the notes, and it unravels the story. It's just really, really well done. I mean, I can't really praise it enough for that. It's the scariest game I've ever played. I've played nearly every scary game out there. I've played through all the Amnesia. Everything that comes out, I play that's scary. I'm quite a connoisseur of scary games, and this is the top. This is the number one. Numero uno, Outlast and the Whistleblower DLC. Nothing more scary out there, guys, at the moment. I'm sure something will surpass it at some point, but at this moment in time, if you've played this, you've played the scariest game that's ever been created. So you get your money's worth from it. It's a very scary game, but I must stress that it's not for the faint of heart. It is quite a disturbing game if this kind of stuff affects you. So there you go, Outlast, definitely worth a buy.